In Wisconsin last night, a packed bar, normally unremarkable, but these aren't normal times.
My employees haven't been paid now in 2 months. I had to look out for them and their families, and I had to look out for my business.
This video shot just hours after the state Supreme Court struck down the governor's COVID-19 stay-at-home order, the moment becoming the latest flashpoint in the growing tensions around reopening the country.
If people have an issue with social distancing, they should be able to be, they can stay separate or stay home.
The debate over when and how to loosen restrictions is pitting rising unemployment rates and the notion of personal freedom against the country's uneven approach to containing the virus.
I think it's a fine line to marry public health, science, and practices with economic interests. It shouldn't be one side versus the other. It could be, how do we marry all of these interests together?
Americans overwhelmingly support mitigation measures they're being asked to take, with 78% saying it's necessary to stay at home as much as possible. States are free to make their own decisions about reopening, but the White House guideline is to have a 14-day downward trajectory of documented cases. ABC News analysis shows only 11 out of 45 states currently easing restrictions meet that criteria. Warnings to Congress this week about the risk of reopening.
The consequences could be really serious. There is no doubt, even under the best of circumstances, when you pull back on mitigation, you will see some cases appear.
Without better planning, 2020 could be the darkest winter in modern history.
The fastest way to get Americans to do something is to tell them they can't.
Frapel and Jesse Ariano, cheers and applause.
Thank you for being open Mother's Day.
Newly minted heroes of the movement to reopen the economy.
Two Patriots.
Thank you, guys.
Yay!
The Colorado couple defying state orders last weekend, opening their restaurant for Mother's Day. Video of a packed crowd inside the CNC Cafe quickly going viral. My colleague Clayton Sandell sitting down with the couple.
Did you consider having people social distance or wear masks or anything like that?
We did. We actually, outside there, we had our patio all spaced out.
I worked all afternoons facing everything out, 6 feet, every angle.
6 feet, and then everyone came.
They estimate 500 people came to their restaurant Sunday.
A lot of people saw that video and wondered, what were you guys thinking?
We were thinking that people want to be free from government. That's what the Constitution is for, is to protect us from the government.
Do you worry, though? Do you have any concerns, losing any sleep over the idea that maybe when all those people were in here, they were transmitting this virus to other people?
People are adults, right? You're an adult, and we're adults, and I can say that we have the choice to make our own decisions in life, whatever that may be.
Lots of other restaurants here in Colorado are still following the rules.
Right.
What makes you guys special?
We're not special. We're just like them. And you know what it is that we made a choice. They have the choice to obey what the government's guidelines are, and we had a choice to not obey.
Their decision getting the attention of Colorado's governor.
I love my mom far too much to put her at risk by visiting a busy restaurant operating illegally just to take a selfie with omelets and a mimosa.
April, what did you think when you heard him say that?
I didn't even hear him say it, honestly. I didn't
hear it till now either.
Yeah, that's the first time I heard it, so.
We've been busy. We've been working.
Very busy.
On Monday, the health department shutting down the cafe.
Thank you, man.
Their supporters still coming out, taping money to their front door.
God chose you to be our representative to do this.
I hope so.
Is all of this worth it to both of you?
You know what? When I see people like these out here, these people make it worth it out here.
It's worth fighting for. It's worth fighting to try to get a change.
Why?
Because,
because we love people.
We love people.
The Arianos have hired an attorney who says the couple may face fines and jail time, declining to say if or when the couple will reopen.
What I've noticed about this family is they're a prayerful family. They're listening to all kinds of people. And so I think when the time is right, they'll make the decision that they need to make. And I don't know what that will be.
In Michigan, a state with the fourth largest number of COVID-19 deaths, one of the most robust stay-at-home orders in the nation, a standoff. The battle lines of reopening drawn by county line.
Off to see the wizard.
Here in Royal Shiawassee County, Michigan, where the lifelong barber Carl Mankey reopened his shop this month in defiance of the state lockdown.
My bills were beginning to stack up, and this is my livelihood. And I just couldn't do this anymore. I had to maintain my work ethic, maintain my dignity. All I want to do is be a simple guy in Owasso, Michigan with a simple barbershop and make my living.
Outside the Owasso, Michigan shop he's owned since 1985, quarantine-weary customers standing in solidarity with Menke and waiting for a seat in his barbershop.
Well, for one thing, I need a haircut terribly, and Carl needs some support. I think he's one of the few that tried to stand up against the governor's edicts, you know.
This week, a circuit judge refused an order from Michigan's Attorney General to shut down Menke's shop. But Menke, facing misdemeanor charges and fines for reopening, had his license suspended by the state on Wednesday.
I'd say it was pretty mean-spirited. I would say that, it's pretty tyrannical to take a man's livelihood.
Still, Menke isn't backing down, becoming a folk hero among those who resist and resent Governor Gretchen Whitmer's emergency orders.
I'm 77. What's the worst they can give me? And whatever it is they're going to come after me with, I got one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel, and I could care less.
Despite pouring rain, protesters in the state capitol echoing that defiance. Conservative group Michigan United for Liberty calling their protest Judgment Day.
End the lockdown now.
Adam DeAngeli is the group's spokesman.
The main objective is to send a message to the governor, end the lockdown. She's clearly upset that the protests have had the effect of rousing the public and that they're working.
Last month, shocking scenes of heavily armed protesters storming the Capitol, heightening tension and escalating the threat of violence. Ahead of today's protests, Facebook removing the organization's private group for violating their policies. Michigan's Governor Gretchen Whitmer criticizing the protesters when she appeared on The View on Wednesday, saying the large groups were endangering public health.
The fact of the matter is, these protests, in a perverse way, make it likelier that we're going to have to stay in a stay-home posture.
All across the world, countries are grappling with reopening society. In Paris, glimmers of hope on Monday when people were allowed to leave their homes without a permission slip for the first time in 55 days. Haircuts and fresh baguettes at the top of Parisians' to-do list. But even in countries that appear to have tamed the virus, new clusters have emerged.
And that tells you that even some of the best responses still, are having difficulty controlling this epidemic.
In Seoul, South Korea, where social distancing restrictions were easing up after case numbers had declined to just a few a day, 142 individuals tested positive for COVID-19 after an asymptomatic 29-year-old man visited 3 nightclubs in Itaewon, a popular nightlife area. Over 10,000 who may have been infected tested.
모든 유흥 시설에 대해서 집합 금지 명령을 발령합니다.
But that number not even coming close to the testing numbers in Wuhan, China. Officials announcing an ambitious plan to test all 11 million residents after finding the first cluster of cases in a month.
It's really all about being evidence-based and taking it slowly.
In the U.S., there's still no streamlined or federally mandated solution, leaving the tensions between empty pockets and potential illness to grow.
We're social animals, and people won't stay locked down. It's how you open up. And I think people need to be well-informed and well-grounded in a sensible fear of this virus to figure out how best to go forward.
2.9 million more Americans filed for jobless claims last week, making the total number of people unemployed by the pandemic more than 36 million.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.